Hello and welcome to the Tottenham America channel. Today we will be previewing Tottenham Hotspur's fourth group stage match of the 2022-2023 UEFA Champions League as they take on Eintracht Frankfurt at home at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for their first home match since their match against Marseille, where they won early in the Champions League with a 2-0 win, Richarlison getting the brace. This match will be held on Wednesday, October 12th, 2022 at 3 p.m. Eastern, so that is 12 noon for our West Coast fans. It's the fourth round of the Champions League in the Group D. It will be at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, so it's a home game for Spurs in London. And the referee will be, from Spain, Carlos Del Cerro. Let's move into recent form now. For Tottenham, after a string of quite up and down results, including a 2-0 loss to Sporting, then a 6-2 win against Leicester, then the international break came, a 3-1 demolition versus Arsenal, where they just completely fell apart, then a 0-0 draw against Frankfurt, finally a good result in the form of 1-0 against Brighton and Hove Albion in the Premier League. Brighton, who were placed fourth before this match day, were in fine form coming off the back of a 3-3 Liverpool draw. So this was a very important win for Tottenham Hotspur. Harry Kane getting the sole goal of the match. Tottenham now sit in the Premier League 9 games played, 6 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss on 20 points in third place, 4 points behind Arsenal. As for our German opposition, their most recent match, they took a beating against VfL Bochum. They were beaten 3-0 away from home with goals from Forster, an own goal, and Hoffman doing the damage against Frankfurt. Frankfurt sit 8th in the Bundesliga, 9 played, 4 wins, 2 draws, 3 losses, 14 points, 8 games played. Let's move now into team news.
For Spurs, Dejan Kulusevski and Lucas Moura are both out and should be back within the next week or so. At least we hope they will be back. For Frankfurt, Buta and Anguene are both out for them. They should both be back at late October. Now moving on to projected lineup. No one else but Lloris in goal. Back 3, Romero, Dyer, and Clement Lenglet. 2 wingbacks, Emerson and Perisic. 3 midfielders, in a 5-3-2 formation. Højbjerg, Bentancur, Basuma, and up top, 2 strikers, Kane and Son.
I think this lineup was pretty self-explanatory after the performance that we had against Brighton. It was a better performance than we have seen in recently.
We were, with this formation against Brighton, we were very solid defensively, and we want that again against Frankfurt. And of course, the only change is Emerson coming in for Doherty.
And Lenglet coming in for Davies.
And Lenglet coming in for Davies.
Yeah.
But I think we should do pretty well with this lineup.
Yeah. Lloris is never going to lose a spot. Lenglet was rested over the weekend against Brighton, so he's going to be fit and ready to go in the Champions League. Romero and Dyer are going to hold their place. Emerson surprised all of us with an excellent performance against Frankfurt just days after getting a red card versus Arsenal in the North London derby. So I don't see why he won't start here. Despite Doherty having a absolutely excellent performance at the weekend against Brighton, Conte will definitely want to rest Doherty for our upcoming game against Everton in the Premier League, so we'll definitely see Emerson start on the right side. Left side, Perisic, that's self-explanatory. I think Sessegnon started on the weekend at Brighton.
Yes, so Perisic should be fresh to start against Frankfurt.
Sessegnon had a good performance, so I could even see him starting for Everton, even. And then this is where we kind of change up from the previous 4 or 5 games. With Kulusevski continuing to be out, I think Conte's finally realized that maybe the way to go is not Richarlison on the wing. So I think we'll play another 3 midfielders. Højbjerg and Bentancur aren't going to get their spots lost.
Definitely not. But we add Basuma to the squad, which makes our midfield, I feel like
Much stronger.
more controlled.
Yeah, we can
Because
control them.
With Højbjerg and Bentancur,
It's
it's
not
just
enough
them
people.
two
Yeah.
doing all the work, and
It's not
they've
enough
been
people.
doing it superbly. But at times they just get caught out,
Yeah.
and it's a problem. So, and we also get some more creativity with this as well.
Yeah. And then of course at the top, Kane and Son. Richarlison is always an option here, definitely. But,
Especially off the bench.
yeah, but he could even start in a 2 formation. But I think Son's definitely had some better performances as of late, so I don't see why Son will be dropped. But I do see Richarlison coming on, maybe 60 minutes in to try and boost our attack if we can't break the Frankfurt's defense. But it's going to be a completely different story to the game that we had in Germany, where it was a 0-0 draw, because this one we're going to have the whole 62,000 people in the what is proposed to be the Google Stadium, as Tottenham are in talks with Google over a naming right. $25 billion, I think, which is ridiculous. But we're going to have all 60, probably like at least 60,000 people rooting us on. Conte's called for big support, big chants, big songs from the Spurs fans. So I think the home support will definitely help Tottenham. And we could definitely get a win here if we perform like we did at Germany last week in the Champions League. But we're still missing Kulusevski.
Still missing Kulusevski.
He's a
Big
big
miss.
miss.
But with this formation, we found a good way to compromise with him being out.
Yeah.
And we can do the same thing when Son is out.
Yeah.
Let's
Although I
say we
think
could
with-
do
with-
Son and Richarlison.
Yeah.
But I think you're about to say this, but with Kulusevski, you could play 3 up top, and then Richarlison could be on the left, so he
Yeah.
could cut inside.
Yeah, because Richarlison, the problem we face right now is that Richarlison cannot create. Son doesn't he's not an out-and-out creator like Kulusevski is. He's turned into more of a finisher recently. And, Kulusevski is like a one-of-a-kind player that we have. We don't have anyone else who has that many dribbles into the box. So, if Son gets injured, we still stick with the 3 at the top because Kulusevski's not gone. So, we don't need to compromise for a creative outlet because we have that creative outlet. We just, plop Richarlison in there and make him act like a second striker. Or we do Richarlison and Kane at the top and then Kulusevski is a number 10. The only problem right now we have is Kulusevski missing. That is the only reason why we just cannot get anywhere, is because we're missing Kulusevski.
A big piece of the puzzle missing in Kulusevski. But I don't see him playing as a number 10 just because he's very one-footed.
Yeah.
And he does not have a great weak foot. So I think we would just have Richarlison on the left, and he could always veer inside on the right.
But even
And
with
cut.
his one-footed ability like Lamela, he still gets stuff done. It's
Yeah.
not like his progress is completely lost now that Michael Keane can read every move. He can still shift his body so fast. His ability to shift the weight means that a lot of defenders can get so tricked up easily.
But I think we would need to keep him on the wing so he can make those runs into the box and down
yeah.
the side. I think we saw this a little last season, but Kulusevski and Doherty did very well on the right-hand side.
yeah.
Overlapping runs, linking up. I want to see that again.
Against Everton?
Against Everton, yeah.
Actually, that's where we saw it.
That's where...
We won 5-0 last season.
Yeah.
Tottenham versus Everton, we won 5-0.
Yeah.
And Kulusevski and Doherty both had incredible performances.
Doherty had 2 assists or something?
2 assists,
Yeah.
including one ridiculous ball over the top for...
Yeah, I remember that goal
Yeah.
from Kane.
And then I think Kulusevski also had 2 assists. So they both dropped absolute masterclasses on that right side, which is pretty cool to see. So I think if we start those two, we'll be flying on that right side, especially with the way Matt Doherty was playing in our most recent game. Also, fun fact, Richarlison played against us last time.
Yeah,
Now he's playing
Richarlison
for
did
us.
play against us. He's playing against his former club on Saturday.
Yeah. Score predictions.
Score prediction for Spurs versus Frankfurt. I'm going to say a 2-0 win to Spurs.
I'm going to say 1-0 wins. Frankfurt are definitely not an easy team to break. A lot of spirit, but hopefully the 3-0 loss to VfL Bochum has inflicted their mentality a little bit. Plus, we're playing at home. It's an away match for them, so I think we can definitely get the upper hand over them. But that's it for our match preview for Tottenham versus Frankfurt. If you enjoyed, make sure you smash the subscribe button, hit the like button if you enjoy our content. Comment down below what your score predictions are for Tottenham versus Frankfurt. And until next time,
Come on, you Spurs!